Let's say good morning to a very important lady at all times, but this morning she's especially important. She is the head honcho of BARP, the Barbados Association of Retired Persons, and she's the president. Let's say good morning to Miss Marilyn Rice-Bowen. Ma'am, welcome to our stations.
Thank you and good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for your welcome.
I could imagine that it must be pretty tough for you right now, having to answer so many questions and queries. I'm going to present, one or two to you. First of all, from your mouth, there was a lot of issues yesterday, questions on the actual qualification of senior citizen. Where can you guide us in that regard?
Okay, that first one, for purposes of this exercise,
Yes.
the Prime Minister was very clear. She stated that senior citizens 70 years and over.
Right.
So that one must be noted is 70 years and over.
70, okay.
70 years.
70 years and over.
Mm-hmm.
So the 65 situation goes out the window. We had some people calling and talking about this red mark that was on their ID card.
That's all right.
Yes.
For purposes of this exercise,
It's 70.
it is 70.
Right, 70.
70.
The other thing that we need to get out to all our seniors is that the process of shopping, that was announced by the Prime Minister, actually starts tomorrow, Wednesday.
Exactly. That's quite a few people were asking that as well. It starts tomorrow. Wednesday.
Right.
So the seniors, their first day out will be on Sunday.
Correct.
Sunday at between 9 and 11.
Right.
From the following week, then the following Tuesday, they'll have Tuesday and Sunday. But Admiral, I would want to use this space to advise seniors in particular. Although we have been given 2 days, no, not saying I have to move myself out to the 70. If it was a 65 plus, I would be in there. But I'm 70. I'm not yet 70. But for those persons 70 and above, although 2 days have been assigned to you, it does not mean you have to use both days.
Right.
If you go to on day one, make a list and make sure you get the items that you need. The whole thing is to try to stay inside. So what is happening, you're being given an opportunity to shop, to stock back up. So you don't need to go 2 days, or some persons were asking me, some people called as early as 6:30 this morning actually, and they wanted to know if as seniors they can shop on the 2 days assigned, and in addition to that, let's say their surname ended with C.
Yes.
So then they can go Tuesday and Sunday, and then go again on Wednesday. And I'm saying to them, the Wednesday and Saturday, but the exercise is not to put you out there. It's just for you to get.
It's just to
what
accommodate.
is needed, just to accommodate. And this is what we need to drive home to our seniors. This is not an exercise for you to be on the street. This is for you to get what is necessary and get back inside.
Home. Now, I want to put this question to you because there are those within our elderly group, and the disabled for that matter, that are also unable to physically go. How are we, what I wondered is how are we addressing that on their behalf? Are we therefore having persons go out on their behalf on those days, or are we sticking with the regime that if my last name is Skeet and I will go and shop on Wednesday for myself and for an elderly relative?
Kimberly, I would hope that people will be upfront and honest. So that because in anytime there's a system, people look to
that's why I asked the question. Yes,
people look to abuse it. Now let's use it for an example. You're shopping for this elderly relative, and because obviously she can't come out.
Correct.
And her initials or whatever it is. But then again, let's look at it. You shouldn't have to use her initials. If you're shopping a Skeet, just shop.
Exactly.
Just shop. You don't have to say, well, I'm shopping for Miss Cumberbatch. And just go and shop and come back out. So don't put her into the equation at all. If you're shopping for, because you could be shopping for two elderly relatives with two surnames that might not be their shopping days
Far
might not be
removed.
there, far removed.
I-
So if you're shopping for an elderly relative and your surname is Skeet, you are shopping for Skeet.
Skeet. I want to put out there, because the question was put to me over the weekend. There are some limitations in terms of quantities when I checked online in terms of what are unique items and not unique items. I actually did see this. I won't name the actual establishment. So if there are limitations and they're cautioning persons to take quote unquote no more than you need, and I'm shopping for elderly people who are in my family that I might have to dispense these goods to, it might very well look as if I want to buy more than what I ideally would need.
Well, in a situation like that, I would suggest you walk with their ID card.
Correct.
And on approaching the supermarket, go to whoever is the supervisor or the manager or whatever, and explain to them what you're doing. And in any event, if they see you buying 3 5-pound bags of flour, you can see from a pattern that you are shopping for somebody else. Unless, of course, they have a bakery. But if you're they can see that you're shopping for somebody else, and then they would obviously then use their discretion to give you that level of assistance. But I would suggest when persons are doing that they first go to the management.
Correct.
Don't shop and then go to the cashier to start to quarrel and figure that you're being old and you're getting unfair. Nobody don't unfair old people. All right? It just don't happen. It just does not happen. Not in Barbados.
No, you have to be downright mean to do so.
And even when you're downright mean, you just work it out. Look, hold on, that person having a bad day, but you need to explain yourself. And these are seniors you're talking about, people who would have built this country. So they know they know their way around. They need to then use this voice, use their voice and explain the situation so that, you will get less confusion. But that could be handled quite easily by just going to the management of the supermarket.
Marilyn, I also want to touch on the issue regarding utilities. A lot of our more mature folk are rather stressed out, believe it or not, at paying their bills. And because, again, some of them are not part of the online system or don't even, have any concept of using an online system, they are very concerned. Some are very concerned about paying bills. How do we address that? And how does corporate Barbados also assist in addressing those issues from your point of view?
No, I can't speak definitively on that one, but I can recall. Maybe this is a good point for Jackie Marshall-Clark from Light and Power to come in on, as well as somebody from the Barbados Water Authority, because I know those are two utility companies that persons will be very concerned about, that they could come in and clarify the situation for us. Because you notice with a lot of seniors don't have loans, but let's use BARP for an example. We have our health insurance, and the insurance companies have kindly consented to keep all of our members covered who are on the health plan covered until the end of May. And what they've also done to further assist them, they have activated the magnetic strip on the back of the card, so they can now use their health card as a swipe card. So that is health. And as it relates to BARP's membership, persons' membership have expired during this period. So BARP has said, no, not a problem. We'll hold you covered until June. So what we probably need to hear from utility companies is a definitive statement.
What I have heard, and sometimes the PSAs get lost. I did read a public service announcement at one point regarding electricity, that there was a number that you can call. But this being lost in all of the information, I think there needs to be either a repeat or a standardized public service announcement that speaks to this, so that we can put our citizens at ease.
Yeah, and when that is made public, I would also place it on our website and share it with our members as well, because I know that our seniors are very concerned about not being able to pay their bills. Correct. And they're wondering if they'll be getting disconnected and all of that. So as soon as possible, and the authorities from the Water Authority and and the Light and Power could come in and, let us know what's happening, then we could share this information and let our seniors relax a bit more. That's a good point, said Kimberley, I'll keep making note of it. And another thing they've been asking too is, we like to move as groups. So Rice-Bowen would move with Kimberley Skeet, and I might have Miss Cumberbatch, and all of us want to still shop together.
But Miss Cumberbatch obviously can't shop with Miss Rice-Bowen and Miss Skeet.
Exactly. So what I'm saying to them, we can't do that. But of course, if they're over 70, if you're over 70, and you could then shop as seniors.
Yes.
But once you are under 70, you know that at this point you separate.
Correct.
And if Cumberbatch or Skeet don't want to go, then it would mean that Rice-Bowen or somebody will shop for all. But what I'm hoping that we don't see is people trying to make it difficult, because this is making our lives easier.
Correct.
Keep it, and it's designed to keep us safe. And this is what I want to get through to people, in particularly our seniors. This is designed to keep us safe.
No one is trying to hold you down.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I saw a plea from a group. I was reading the paper this morning, and there was this group. They want special concession that they can shop. But I'm looking here, the healthcare and essential workers have theirs. Now another group saying that they want theirs. And I recall quite recently a lady calling me, and she's saying, but Marilyn, you don't think you should have a time for diabetics to shop? And I said, no, I can't support it.
No, I think that if you are diabetic and you're shopping on your given day, you would have already allocated or sorted out your list before you left home, and so that you can be expedient, because this is not, taking these casual saunters throughout the aisles, because there are other people to shop.
Exactly, and that is another thing, Kimberley. And if normally you buy like 2 pounds of flour, but this time you have a little extra change, buy a 5-pound bag of flour, put some Baileys in the flour, put some Baileys in your rice so you won't get any weevils, and you're going to clear for a good little while.
Correct.
Try to get as much as you can, but particularly if you have the cash in hand, so that you would not have to go back out the next week or the same week for another item. Make a list, look at that list, check it through twice, and try to limit this. We want to really impress upon seniors, limit the exposure. Try to go out as little as possible.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And I want to say to you, we are open to you here at CBC. If there are any issues confronting, of course, the area that you are responsible for with your seniors, the seniors are very, very important, and they were very worried because it almost sounded as though they were being left out of the melee, but that's not the situation.
They would listen. Once BARP is alive and well,
they can't be left out. I know that.
Never ever be left out.
That I know.
I love your passion.
BARP is 27,000 strong. Nobody don't test that strength. As long as BARP is alive, and this year we are celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Wow.
So all seniors in Barbados, even if you don't belong to BARP, BARP is alive. BARP is well. We are here, and you will never ever be abandoned.
B-A-R-P, all activists us for ground.